Hi, I'm Bobby Jones. Welcome to the Fowl Life. We're hunting with the Paralyzed Veterans of America. Grab your chair, stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of the Fowl Life. We got a pretty special show lined up for you this week. First, we're headed out to the Eastern Shore of Maryland to join Team Maniac members Alex Langbell, Craig Ritchie, and Mark Hoke as they join members of the Paralyzed Veterans of America. It was a real special hunt for us, and we're excited to bring it to you. Second part of the show, we have a gentleman by the name of Daryl Miller coming down from Juneau, Alaska. Daryl was the award winner for the Hunting Down Cancer Predator Hunt that we donated last season. We had a great time with Daryl. He's a great person, and it was for a good cause. So sit back, enjoy this week's show. We'll be back with you in a little bit.
Good friend and Team Maniac member Mark Hoke is always working with young and handicapped hunters. When he came up with the idea of the Fowl Life, getting together with the Paralyzed Veterans of America and doing a show, we were pretty excited. We felt it was the least we could do to repay these brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces who lay their lives on the line every day to protect our freedom. Team Maniac member Craig Ritchie and myself flew out to Maryland where we met Mark. There, Mark introduced us to retired Army First Lieutenant Robert Jones, Army Sergeant Terry Tessina, and retired Army Sergeant Andy McDonald of the PVA.
It's a hard drive up and up.
Get out from him. You got me.
Nice.
Oh, God. Hunting with the Paralyzed Veterans of America. I don't see how you can't do it. Here's the men and women that serve our country. You know, it saddens me that they come home and some of them are disabled, but it just is something about it. When you go out and hunt with someone like that, it just brings some warmth to your heart. These are the men and women that stand the wall, that enables me to sleep at night and lets my kids go to school and lets me have the freedoms that I do. And I just urge people to go out there and hunt with the handicapped people, with the PVA or be it another organization. Take them hunting. I tell you, you're going to get more out of it than they do.
Good shot. Nice. First time duck hunting. I'm from Pennsylvania, so I grew up in the woods, deer hunting, small game hunting. Never duck hunted before. So I've seen it on TV a couple of times, so I thought, well, let me give it a shot, Anytime I'm in the woods or on the water, that's my rehab because I can't run, I can't do the things that I used to be able to do.
My job with Paralyzed Veterans of America as manager of shooting sports is probably the most rewarding job in the woods. I get to see the faces of our wounded soldiers, our wounded veterans, our disabled veterans. I get to see them, just the looks on their faces that it can't be explained. It can't be pictured. It's a feeling that I get when I see them being able to do the things that they were doing before they were injured in the capacity that they're currently in. And it's such a great feeling to be able to take these soldiers somewhere, because they've done so much for us that what we're doing for them is only a drop in the bucket compared to what they've done for us.
Mark knew I was a vet, so he invited me out here for this duck hunt. First time waterfowl hunting down here is incredible, unbelievable. It's a confidence builder.
Nice shot. Way to go, man. Way to back him up. I've been doing handy-capable hunts for the last 4 or 5 years. I got contacted by the PVA, the Paralyzed Veterans of America, after a dove shoot I did with some friends of mine that were in a wheelchair. We went on a goose hunt shortly after that, and then a duck hunt. I wasn't really sure that I could even do it. But once we got started, it kind of all fell together, and it's just been enjoyable, and we've been doing it year after year.
With a tragic injury or a disability like this, it takes time to recover, and the Paralyzed Veterans of America has helped the disabled community in participating in the sports, which gives you the self-esteem and confidence back that you really need, because after a tragic injury, you're down in the dumps. You don't feel like yourself. But this type of freedom gets you involved with all kinds of sports. This gives you the self-esteem.
You know, it scared you. He did a little touch and go action. Yeah, he did.
I'm Sergeant Terry Francis Tessina with the Virginia National Guard. I was stationed in Kuwait in Iraq in 2007, and I was injured and medevaced out of Balad, Iraq, and I have crushed my L5 disc in my back and lost about 9 inches of my colon. So recovering from those wounds right now. I'm currently at the Warrior Transition Unit at Fort Belvoir.
Awesome. How did you sustain your injuries?
I'm not going to.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into that.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean.
What would you like to say to the men and women that are over there now fighting in Iraq? What's the message?
Just continue the mission. I know what you're doing over there is right, and you know we all stick together. It's one team, one fight. I don't care if you're an airman in the Air Force or if you're a Marine on the ground. It's one fight, and just continue to fight and know that I support you and everybody back here supports you.
One thing that maybe someone that's injured now, that's just, maybe Walter Reed or somebody come out, what advice can you give them as far as what to look forward to?
Well, it's easy to look at everything as half empty, It's tough when you can't do the things you used to be able to do. It's as simple as, I'm talking simple things like bend over and tie your boots up, All I can say is look forward to the things that you can do, because if you get too tied up on the things that you can't do, it makes it a tough battle, makes it a real tough battle. And there's so many support groups now that you can reach out to. It's just unbelievable the amount of support we have now. So what I would say is try to look on the bright side of everything, and if you're a hunter or a fisherman, every chance you get on the water or get out in the woods, because there's people here that care about you and they will take you and make sure that they make it happen. So.
Guys, welcome back to the Fowl Life. We really hope you enjoyed that first segment with the Paralyzed Veterans of America. They truly do mean a lot to us, and it was a very special time for all of us here at the Fowl Life. Next, we got Daryl Miller coming down from Juneau, Alaska, State of Nevada Predator Hunt for hunting down cancer, and Doug Stinky and all the guys over there. Great organization, great shooting, high fives. You're gonna love it. Check it out.
I hadn't heard about hunting down cancer until I read about them on eBay. Noticed the coyote hunt and read the bio for hunting down cancer on there. It was something that, with relatives of mine that were dealing with cancer issues, hit my heart, and thought that it was an opportunity for me to throw some money at a good organization, and also allowed me an opportunity to come do some hunting that I'd never experienced before.
Clay spotted these 3 coyotes back here in the northeast part of this cattle ranch. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get right down this rock pile. I'm gonna start off with the jackknives. Real loud distress calls. They're probably half mile over there. I'm gonna walk this FX5 Fox Pro back here and put it on this log about 30 yards behind us. And what that's gonna do is if they do react to us and they start coming to my mouth call, I'm gonna go with the woodpecker in distress and let it play behind us to take their attention off of this rock pile where we're gonna be. Hopefully they finish right out here in front of us. Stay with us and see what happens.
This was an opportunity for me to make a a donation or send some money to Hunting Down Cancer, they're going to have the ability to use that money that I bid to take people who are either in a rehab mode or in chemotherapy or some type of cancer treatment. They're going to be able to take those folks on fly fishing adventures and trips and have an experience that they've never had, and I was proud to do it.
One series. Start with the jackknife. Turn it off.
I own a business. I understand what losses are to your business. This gentleman that gave us permission to hunt on his land, we saw a calf out in the field later that would not have made it through the night. It had only been born for maybe a day or so. It wasn't going to make it. Those 3 coyotes were going to consume that small calf in the next 8 to 24 hours. And to be able to go out there, knock that pack of coyotes back, shake that rancher's hand, see the appreciation in his eyes, and for me to be able to do something I'd never done before, which was harvest a couple of coyotes while I was down here in Nevada, really made the trip.
Great job, buddy. 2 shots, 2 kills with the hound day. Was it worth coming down to Nevada? Yeah. Hunting down cancer, a lot of us have been affected by it. A lot of us have had family members and friends have been affected by cancer. Terrible, terrible disease, and what Doug Stanky and the boys at Hunting Down Cancer have going on is awesome. I love the foundation. We love to support it. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Fowl Life. It means a lot to us to be able to get Daryl down here. He bought the hunt with us this year, and it's been paying off today. Let's get on another stand, huh? Okay. Like I said, he needs to get back to town. He's got to sell the house, but then we can talk him into one more. Think? Can you say anything? Or are you just too excited?
I'm too excited. My heart's just about ready to hop out of my chest.
That's what we're coming to protect. She's less than 3 weeks old, 2 weeks old. Oh, a little young one. 4 or 5 year old male just have its field day right now.
Well done, window shot.
The placenta's still hanging out of the mama's cow. That calf ain't but less than a week old. Call out straight towards the Humboldt mountain range and see if we can trick another dog.
It just started with Bradley not feeling good. He had a cough, and they just out of the blue took a chest x-ray, and they found something on the x-ray. So we went and had a CAT scan. The next day I'm driving on the bus with them, 3 bus loads of kids, and they called me and said, you get the worst news you can imagine, that you think your son has cancer, and you need to get off the bus and get to the hospital right away. The fundraising and all the support, we were kind of shocked at first when we were approached, and we were saying, this should go to families who really need this. We have insurance, and we soon realized we were one of those families that needed it, and the outpouring from complete strangers, people that don't even know who we are, what they offered and were willing to do, and every little bit counts, even a little care package, a few dollars to help with the bill. It's just been amazing.
At first, we had fundraisers to help pay for all the medical bills and stuff, which really takes a lot of the stress off my parents, not having to worry about the bills, stuff like that. And it just helps a lot with everything. When I was really sick, I'd play music every day for like 4 hours, 5 hours, and that really helped me a lot. And guitar is just, to me, a healer.
second we got home, Brad hit the guitar. You know, still feeling like crap. He still played guitar, you know. He had his ups and downs, but when he was feeling really good, he'd be on the guitar for 6-7 hours a day. So yeah, that was tons of help. It lifted his spirits, you know. It helped a ton.